Hello everyone, it is Mike here and welcome to another Rumble. We got a great one here for you tonight. DC Heroes, Marvel Heroes, let's go. 15 versus 15. So we did this with the villains already, and of course I let the villains go first because I love the villains. But now we are kicking things off with the heroes. There may be some anti-heroes that I'm not aware of. I just want you to keep that in mind. Some people will try to argue who's an anti-hero and who's not. These are just not villains. And I didn't put in like the Punisher, because obviously I know for sure he's an anti-hero, but sometimes some heroes go a little bit dark. And they'll become anti-heroes, sometimes for a short period of time, sometimes for a long period. And I've explained this before. The entrances I know are pretty generic, but I'm not going to change them. Because I can't go in and go through every single one of these. It's already enough downloads as it is. So I apologize for that. Sometimes we would get some really good ones, though. But we're kicking things off with Marvel versus DC. Rocket versus Batman. That's a weird matchup. A talking raccoon versus a man who wants to be a bat. That sounds about right. And I'm not going to keep track of the teams. You'll just have to rely. It's 15 versus 15. And Cyclops is number 3. And look at Batman here. Wow. Good kick there. And number 4 is Captain America. And I'm going to do more 15 versus 15s with teams too. Not just, the tournament. We got all kinds of things that we can cover. All kinds of ideas. And you're just going to have to bear with me these first couple months because there's a lot of work to be done and little time to do it in. And Beast Boy's number 5. Look at Cyclops attacking Rocket. And 6 is Robin. So Batman sidekick. I've told you all 100 times, I'm not a fan of sidekicks. Not a fan of them. I think it should be up to one man to get the job done. It's okay when we have a team get together, but a sidekick is just lame. War Machine, lame. Robin, lame. I do not like sidekicks. Just in my opinion, I never have heard of anyone that loves them. Some people like Robin, but I don't. And number 7 is Dr. Fate. If I prefer a version of Robin, it's with the Teen Titans, which is a group. It's different when it's a group. But when you have like one guy that's definitely below you, it's just weird. The whole point of having another person there is to have extra help. And it kind of, I guess, is extra help, but it's not that. If the person's not equal to you, is it really a lot of help? But I don't know. I don't write comic books, so I don't know. And Beast Boy is done. He is the first one out, and Black Panther's number 8. Wakanda forever. I'm having some sinuses, It's been like the weather's been crazy around here lately, so I may sound a little hoarse, but I ate some chicken noodle soup, some water, really helped. So I feel a lot better than I did. I felt rough the night before, but I took an allergy pill. And there goes Cyclops. So Cyclops is finished. And is that Fate? Yeah, that's Fate. And 9 is Beta Ray Bill. So Beta Ray Bill in the house. Don't know a lot about him. I just, they were talking about doing a movie about him, but I don't know if they're going forward with it. I mean, Marvel's over their heads right now. Marvel's absolutely over their heads. They don't. Ever since Iron Man's died, they don't know what they're doing. And look at Batman there. Going after Fate, and we just lost somebody. Beta Ray. Yeah, Beta Ray is finished. And Green Arrow at number 10. And Rocket gets another one. So Rocket has been really good to last this long. Yeah, I don't know what I would want to see more from Marvel. I definitely want them to reboot the Fantastic Four. That would be great. And I know they're doing that. And we definitely need Doom. You need a great villain, and they're just not good with villains. Minus Loki and Thanos, and, I really like, what's his name? Zemo. I love Zemo. But minus those people, really nobody stands out. I mean, the High Revolutionary was pretty cool, but nobody else has really stood out in that universe. And I just think that's because they had James Gunn, and now James Gunn has jumped to DC, so it's going to be interesting to see his vision of DC, and hopefully he can keep it dark and still have that humor in it, like he did with Guardians. I didn't like Guardians 2, but 1 and 3 was pretty solid. And Thor's 12. And Dr. Fate is done. You got Doctor Strange and Dr. Fate. There's a lot of similarity here. A lot between these two. And look at Cap. Oh, wow. Good takedown on Thor. I can't believe Rocket's still in it. I think Bat is also, but I can understand why he's still in it. That's understandable, but Rocket and Batman are really standing out here. They started at 1 and 2, and they've taken a lot of damage, the both of them have. But to last, especially Rocket, to last as long as he has. But I'll probably jinx him before this is over with. Oh, there he goes. But hey, he almost made it halfway through. And Strange. Oh, wow. Strange still in it. And Moon Knight's number 14. And there go. Yeah, finally Batman's finished. So he made it almost halfway. But still, I mean, that's still pretty impressive, for especially this one. This year, it seems like that people are flying out faster than ever. And Daredevil's 15. And Strange eliminates another one. You got to watch out for Strange, because Strange can be really tough. I'm not a fan of those movies, though. I mean, the second one I actually probably enjoyed more than the first one. I mean, the first one really had some good effects, but it wasn't a good movie. The ending was terrible. It was just a terrible ending. And Martian Manhunter is number 16. And the Manhunter is in the house. And 17 is Aquaman. Of course he has that entrance. But let's just be honest, Roman would play him better than Jason. Can you imagine Roman in that role? And I love that joke that he had. You know, that one time where they shouted, "Hey, Aquaman," at him. That was hilarious. Some of those interactions with the fans are just so great. And Cap is in trouble, and Thor takes him out. I'm not a big Cap fan. I'm just not. I like the Shield. I think the Shield's pretty awesome, but overall, I'm always Team Iron Man. And Jon Stewart's number 18. And Human Torch, 19. Be careful not to get burned here, guys. I guess that's the best way you can do them, to be honest, though. Maybe add a little bit of the lighting effect, but it's really hard to do that character because he's, you know, flaming. Literally flaming. It's a wonder he hasn't burned down the Rumble. Or burned down the ring. And Blue Beetle is 20. So Blue Beetle in the house. I actually enjoyed that one. It wasn't too bad, but it wasn't great. Kind of, once again, villains, not good villains in that movie. I really like the actor that plays Blue Beetle. He's in Cobra Kai, so he's great in that too. But the villains they cannot get villains right for some reason. Every once in a while they really strike gold. But for the most part, the villains have really fell flat in the even the DC universe also. And I'm trying to think of any. Zod was okay. He was pretty good. But he's still not like a great villain to begin with. But I mean, he was pretty good. And Black Manta. I really like Black Manta. The Wonder Woman villains, terrible. They were pretty bad. And Shazam, meh. I'm trying to think of who else. They never did a Green Lantern. The Flash villain, I don't even know what that was. That was terrible. That was like the worst ever. That movie was. I mean, what in the world was that? They had to bring Zod back. The guy that acted as him said he didn't even want to be there. That should tell you something. And Michael Shannon's great too. I mean, he's a great actor. He does what he could in that role, but that movie was not good. And I will continue to trash it. And I don't care. And the fact that some people compared it to the biggest thing since The Dark Knight, shame on you. Absolutely shame on you. You can have an opinion. You can even say the movie was good. Don't you dare compare it to my favorite movie of all time. Don't you dare. Come on. Because I know for a fact that Aquaman was better. Like, every DC Universe movie was better than Flash. Just about. I never watched Shazam 2, but I would probably put money that was even better. And that's saying something, because I don't like Shazam that good. But I know Aquaman 1 and Man of Steel were way better. Compare it to The Dark Knight. They always do those comparisons. It's like, it drives me crazy. Every time a horror movie comes out, they say it's the scariest thing since The Exorcist. If I had a dime for every time someone said that, I'd be richer than Elon Musk. I mean, it's unreal. How many times are you going to say that? Oh, it's the scariest thing since The Exorcist. And there goes everybody. Everybody's flying out now. Like, maybe once or twice they were right. But they said it about 500 million times. Half the time, it's not even a good movie. And there goes Daredevil. Wow. Everybody just flew out of there. I think Thor's the one to beat. Manhunter's been in here for a while, and we're about to get this thing full again. And 21 is the Flash. So here he is. Hopefully his performance here is better than the movie. And everybody tells me the TV show is great. Everybody says the TV show you gotta watch. And it's just too many seasons. I'm not gonna devote my life to something unless it's gonna be great. But I heard it's pretty good, but yeah. Well, so much for that performance. Man, Thor and Manhunter are killing it. They're destroying anyone in their path. And Superman's number 22. People are flying out of here. And I still don't know why they got rid of Henry Cavill. I still don't know why. I mean, he's my favorite Superman. I know people like, what's his name? Christopher Reeves. Which to be honest, I may want to watch one of those movies before I say Cavill's the best. I've never seen one of them. But Cavill has special effects on his side. That's one of the biggest problems. I feel like it's not a fair comparison. You can't compare the two. Even though we compare Batmans all the time. Batman's a lot different. Because, Batman doesn't need as many effects as Superman does. Because Superman flies. But, still, The Dark Knight, that trilogy is always going to be my favorite. I grew up on it. It was my generation. I was so excited to see DKR when it happened. I told my friend I would never talk to you again if you spoiled it. I remember it. I was like, you better not spoil that movie for me, or I'll never speak to you again. And that's terrible to say. That's terrible to say, but I said it. I said it. Did I mean it? Maybe. Maybe I did. I don't know. I was a fanatic back then. Now I don't care as much. And Gambit's 25. Got Spider-Man in the house. Don't even get me started on those Tobey movies. Oh, they're just so excellent. And we'll see who's next here. Number 26, Ecstatic. Static Shock. I grew up on that show also. I didn't know for the longest time he was DC. I knew Black Lightning was DC, but I didn't know Static Shock was. Then I looked it up and I found out he was. And, great show. Loved that show growing up. I've talked about Rubber Band Man. I still don't know till this day why he didn't recognize him, He dates your sister. You can't see his face. Like, I think for a while he didn't know who it was. And it's like, isn't it obvious? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm misremembering things, but I always thought that was weird. The same thing goes with Clark Kent and Superman. He doesn't wear a mask. So, Superman with glasses is Clark Kent. You're telling me the glasses make the difference? Really? Like, come on. He wears glasses and we can't tell the difference. It's like glasses don't make you look that much different. He should have, I don't know. You can't grow facial hair and then shave it off. It's just weird. It's one of those, plot holes. Everyone's got it. I mean, especially with superheroes, we could sit here all day and talk about how unrealistic things are. We can talk about how the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were trained by a rat. I mean, we could go for hours doing that. So, you got to take some of it, you got to treat it like Fast and Furious. There is no logic. And look at Manhunter. Nightwing's done. Oh, and Gambit had a perfect opportunity and did not finish the job. And Spider-Man's still hanging on. He got rid of Superman, though. Manhunter and Thor. Thor's really been killing it. Watch out for Thor here. Manhunter also. And Wolverine's 28. So some people would consider him an anti-hero. That's one that people want to argue about probably. Especially Logan, the Logan version, and the fact he'll take you out. He doesn't care. He doesn't turn you into the police. He's going to take you out. That's what he's going to do. And Cyborg, we'll see if Manhunter's been on a roll. Iron Man's 29, so we're almost to 30. And then we're going to see what happens here. We've had a couple people really stand out in this, which I'm glad we're seeing more of. Because we weren't seeing that all the time, and there goes Cyborg. And the Hulk is 30. Oh, my goodness. So let's see who's all left part of DC. Oh, wow. You talk about a 2K really messing people up. And Thor's finally finished. Yeah, DC only has Martian Manhunter. That's all they got. That is crazy. I didn't even notice how many DC flew out of here, but I didn't even really notice that a landslide was taking place, but my goodness. And it's all up to the Manhunter, who has been really good. He's really stuck in this thing, but he's probably the weakest right now because of all the punishment he's took. Oh my goodness, look at Wolverine here. Attacking his own teammate. Yeah, Marvel's definitely going to probably win this thing. Unless Manhunter really steps up. And you got the Hawk at 30. Oh, that's like a nightmare. Especially if you're rooting against number 30 like I am. That's a nightmare. Oh, no way. Number 30's finished. Yes. Yes. Finally some justice. And he didn't even make it in the bottom two. I mean, in the final two. That's incredible. No pun intended. Manhunter's still trying to survive. Yeah, I gotta stop after this one because I'm gonna have to drink some more water. I'm getting that way again. You can tell a little. I mean, it's been a lot worse than this. You can tell throat sore for sure. I wouldn't say it's sore. It's more like it's more drainage and stuff. Makes me talk a little bit different, but not much. Just depends on how much drainage. There's not a lot, but at nighttime it's really rough. I had to take an allergy pill for that. And look at Gambit. Oh, wow. So Manhunter's slowly surviving this. And he's made it down to 25%. May make it more than that if he can get rid of Gambit. And I don't know what he was doing there. And Gambit's probably going to get rid of him. So there goes DC. So 2K definitely is not a DC fan. We know 2K's not a DC fan. We know they favor Marvel. It's an obvious at this point. And they can try to cover it up all they want. But we're catching on to them. You know, all those Thanos wins, really? And Gambit is hanging on. Look at the double team. Oh! Heads collide. Oh my goodness. Wolverine's brutal. He is absolutely brutal, but look at... Oh wow, that was crazy. That was crazy. And we'll see who takes this here. I think Spider-Man's been in it the longest. But I'm just so happy number 30's not going to win. Oh, wow. Good counter by Wolverine. And there goes Gambit. So Spider-Man gets another one. So now it's down to Spider-Man versus Wolverine. What a matchup. And I'm rooting for Spider-Man. I mean, he's been in here the longest. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. I can't believe he couldn't get that. And then he turned his back on his enemy. Like, for real? Let's see if he can do it again. You have got to be kidding me. He should have this by now. And this is where 2K burns me up. Oh, he's going to do it again? Okay, that time's more understandable. But the first two, that's ridiculous. That's how it's done. Spider-Man's got it. And with great power comes great responsibility. The responsibility to know that you're not going to WrestleMania. How about that? It wasn't impressive. It was impressive. And, you know, but you shouldn't listen to Uncle Ben. And he's not pointing at the sign. That's good. He's not going. He's not going, but a great performance. I'll give him free parking. I'll give him free parking if I can. But overall, I mean, pretty good performance. He came in at like 22-23, so I'm impressed. You know, usually, if my rule is if you're below 20, you get to go to Mania, unless it's some weird circumstance. If you're below 20, you automatically get to go. And then if you're above 20, sorry. And I've never decided, I guess, on 20. I probably would let 20 go. I mean, that's still pretty good. I mean, but he was 23 or 22. Close, but close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. And there's going to be none of them at WrestleMania either. So, I hope you all enjoyed it. And we're going to do a lot more of these. These 15 versus 15s, I love them. I love them. Sometimes they're not fair. Sometimes 2K has favoritism. But they're still a lot of fun. And we had another great performance here tonight. Couple great performances. overall. But Team Marvel killed it. And I will see you all later. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you.